What's up, folks? I'm back with another reaction, back with some more acid-techno. We're going back to an oldie but goodie. I believe this is from 1998. I'll check in a minute. But this is Mark Tyler's London Let's Avier. This is a tune that many people who've been listening to acid-techno since the 90s will know, especially if you listen to the sort of London sound. This is a tune that I believe is engineered by Guy McGaffer, AKA the Geezer. I think you can hear that in the tune. So it's produced by Mark Tyler, written by Mark Tyler, but engineered by Guy McGaffer, or at least that's what I've been told. I don't think it actually says it on the release here, although I do think it says it on Discogs. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, this record also has an OD404 mix. I think Hard House heads like that one especially. I like Hard House from back then, but you know, acid-techno has always been a bit more of my main interest. So I do think the Mark Tyler original is the one. But yeah, and there's also a John the Dentist remix. Shout out to John Vaughn. But yeah, this is, as I said, does it say it on here? I think it's 1998. I'll get it started and then I'll check. Oh, it does say it right there. It's 1999. Okay, yeah, it's 1999. But it's on Truelove Electronic Communications, or TEC. I mentioned it in a couple other videos, but not for a while, and I think most of them were on my old channel. John Truelove is sort of a producer. I think he was famous for doing a track, was it under the name The Source? It sampled like another record that was already out there, but it was like, you know, a sort of a house idiom, and I think it was really popular and, you know, sold a lot of copies. I'm trying to remember, was it under the name The Source? But basically it allowed him to start a collective of independent record labels to help the sort of independent labels get distribution and so on. And Stay Up Forever was one of the labels, once it got started, that was in the Truelove Communications collective. And ultimately TEC was like one of the main labels under that banner. And eventually Stay Up Forever, their label collective, I think was sort of modeled after, or is modeled after, the Truelove collective example. So yeah, shout out to John Truelove. But yeah, here we go. This is Mark Tyler, London Let's Avier, the original mix, 1999 on TEC. Well, it would be. I have two copies of this record. I think this is the better one because it's in the better sleeve. I've mentioned it before, but that's sort of shorthand to myself, if I have more than one copy of a record, that the best sleeve among the copies I have will tend to be the one that has the cleanest play. And sometimes I have like 2 or 3 copies of a record and all of them have at least a little bit of, you know, mileage. But I think this is a good copy. Because I think I had a copy from back in the day, maybe not 99, but maybe like 03 or 04. And then I think many years later I got a second copy, a mint copy, from the Stay Up Forever website. I think that's what it was. And I think that's this copy. Very austere opening, right? Simple percussion scheme, but these kind of sweeping, like gaseous diffusion sounds. Be silly about that if you want, but oxygen is a gas. Like that sound, it's like under the clap, but it's like this sort of metallic or like plastic hit. It's like a reverse synth. And the way, like, if you let your brain hear the kick and that reverse synth, it has this really nice rhythm. I was going to say synthesis, it's almost like it merges into one sonic element, even though it's separate sounds. And now the acid rolling in like the fog, beeping its way into the tune. Love that brief dead pause at the end of the measure, and all the way it like killed into it, like brittle. You hear that like buzzing sort of pad, like it's like putting like electrical pressure on the tune. I guess strictly speaking, it'd be a drone maybe. By the way, the cymbal would like you to know that it is rocking the house. It's like this dissonant, like, film over the track. You know when you see like soap bubbles and that from a certain angle you can see like the chemicals, like it's like that, but like a dissonant film over the track. Meanwhile, the acid is in full gurgle engine mode, bubbling away. God, the cymbal. I love that dissonant layer. Desperation in it. So the dissonant, like wavy layer mixed with that electrical buzz, as well as the track is basically just breathing at this point. The track is like respiratory. And the bubbles are coming back in. And now there's like this hydraulic elevator, like I love that. Acid-techno factory stuff. By the way, in a moment, this track is going to tell you its name. London, let's have you. When I first heard this, one of those moments like, you know, I'm not from London, but it was just like the most visceral sample I've ever heard. I just wanted to like punch the air until the air submitted to the acid-techno along with my brain. don't know that's coming. Like you feel it building, but it's, I guess when I first heard it, I expected the final moment to like build with like a big snare roll or something, but instead it just paused. He shouted at me, "Let's fucking go!" So yeah, one of those drops that I think the first time you hear it, it really makes an impact. It still gives me goosebumps. Oh, that extra acid layer rolling in. Hydraulic elevator mixed with the bubbly acid. And my friend the cymbal checking back in. Electron degeneracy pressure sound again. It's like, it's easy to like not notice it, but the track breathing, it really just has this like inhale, exhale rhythm with this sort of gaseous diffusion sound. But again, it's like the reason I can hear Geezer's engineering is that acid work. That like Geezer's bubbly acid work. There are many people who make bubbly, gurgly, wonderful acid, but it's like you listen to Geezer's tunes, it's like there's just a certain quality to it. It's like, oh, that's guys that work somewhere here. I can hear it. Yeah, that's brilliant. Always love that tune. Like I said, I think I heard it shortly after it came out. I probably heard it by like 2000 or so, but I don't think I got it till I started using Discogs, and I started using Discogs 04, so I guess it was maybe 04 or 05, because it's one that you know the name of, because like the sample is so obvious. Whereas there's other tunes where, you know, like maybe the sample's sort of muffled. I'll save it for the review of this track, but there's an acid trance tune, which for a long time, it's by the Adventists, it's called Infinite. But the sample, it's like, infinite, and it's like, once you know it's infinite, like, yeah, but the first time I heard it, it was at a party, you know, lots of people around, people rocking out, and it just sounded like this muffled, and I was like, isn't it? In it? Like, I couldn't tell what he was saying. So it took me a long time to find it. So this was not the case. This one, it was like, okay, London Let's Have Ya is basically, even though it's London Let's Have Yer, it's like Y-E-R, so yeah, this one was easier to find. But let me know what you think of that. Let me know if that's one that you like. Like I said, there's a lot of people who swear by the OD404 mix. I dig it, it's cool, but it is sort of, you know, the second fiddle or the B-side on the record for me, just because, you know, primarily for me this is an acid techno record, but I do like the OD404 mix, so shout that one out if you dig it. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.